For the fourth summer in a row now, we get to see Slim Luka trending in the offseason. But after what happened last season, Luka Doncic is on a different level now. Here's a quote from his recent photo ed with Men's Health.
Say LeBron James spends $1 million a year on his own body.
Probably.
How much do you spend on your body?
$2 million.
This time, it's personal. After being traded away from the team and city where he just bought a house for being fat, Doncic now has everything to prove. And with the Lakers looking like they're ready for life after LeBron James, who better to build the team around than Luka Magic? And what better time to do it when Michael Jordan joins the media? Let me show you why this offseason could change everything. Kyrie Irving recently reminded people of what Luka Doncic is capable of on his stream when he said this.
I witnessed him give somebody 24 points in 3 minutes.
The problem with Luka was never talent. It was just a matter of how much better he could get if he was well conditioned. And honestly, it's true. Slim Luka was the young superstar that lit up the EuroLeague as a teenager. That's the man who torched NBA defenses as a rookie, dropped a 42-point triple-double in the playoffs against Kawhi Leonard and Paul George. Slim Luka was totally dangerous. But when you look at Luka Doncic's life, you see that success came to him early. From age 16 to 18, Luka had already conquered European basketball. At 18, he led Slovenia to a historic Eurobasket gold medal in 2017. He did the same for Real Madrid to win the 2015-2016 Spanish National Championship and secured Spanish National Cups in 2016 and 2017. He also won the 2016-17 EuroLeague Rising Star and ACB Best Young Player Awards, as well as other honors. So in a way, he probably never had any real reason to prove anything, but now he has. Rocking LA's purple and gold was enough pressure on its own. But being traded away the way he was, as a franchise player at such an age, just hits different. And even after finishing the year at 28 points per game, the headlines just didn't care about stats. The focus shifted to his fitness. It was the same tired narrative everywhere. And so, the image of Luka as an elite talent who couldn't get over the hump was starting to stick. Meanwhile, back in Dallas, the Mavericks had already begun their next chapter. The front office did the impossible and they landed Cooper Flagg. And from day one, the comparisons were inevitable. Flagg was hyped as Luka's successor, even if no one said it out loud. So how did Luka respond? He responded with work, and now he looks like he's dropped 30 pounds. There's no doubt that it's different for Doncic now that he has everything to prove. But looking at the Lakers, is it really about to become Luka's team? The Los Angeles Lakers are entering unfamiliar territory. For years, this franchise has moved to the rhythm of LeBron James. But now, with LeBron pushing 42 and playing on a short one-year deal, the winds are clearly shifting.
The Lakers are essentially viewing LeBron as an expiring contract, but I'm just unlocking the door because I'm not as convinced as before of its impossibility.
For the first time since he landed in Los Angeles, the Lakers are building toward a future that centers around someone that's not LeBron, Luka Doncic. This transition didn't happen overnight. When Luka arrived, the idea was synergy, the aging king mentoring a new one. But with every game that passed, it became clear that Luka's presence wasn't an addition. It wasn't a LeBron-Luka experiment. And if it was, it failed after they were knocked out by the Timberwolves last season. But it's not just that the Lakers front office wants a fresh face. It's also that the team doesn't want a player dictating their offseason moves.
LeBron James has no influence on free agency moves, says an NBA front office insider. The Lakers are excluding him. They should. He's 41.
And so far, they've been making good moves to build around Luka. The move for DeAndre Ayton was a decisive step. At 7 feet tall with soft hands and a strong rebounding motor, Ayton gives the Lakers the interior presence they sorely lacked last season. His rim protection and ability to finish around the basket finally gives Luka a target in the pick and roll and a safety net on defense. Around that anchor, LA has added complementary pieces that space the floor and stretch defenses. Jake LaRavia, though not a household name, shot nearly 38% from deep last year and has the kind of off-ball instincts that make him valuable next to a playmaker like Luka. The spacing is better, the paint isn't as crowded, and suddenly the game looks easier for everyone because the court finally reflects the kind of system Doncic can thrive in. Also, there's Austin Reeves, who has been steadily earning trust in Los Angeles. But next to Luka, he's entering a new tier. His off-ball movement, timely shooting, and grit on both ends have made him the natural running mate in this evolving Lakers lineup. Last season, he quietly averaged 16 points per game while shooting over 40% from three, often bailing the team out in key moments. What's different now is that his role isn't reactionary. He's no longer the third best player, but the second. The Lakers haven't just reshaped their roster, but they've reshaped their identity. And Luka isn't just the face because of what he's been doing, but because of what he's about to do. But then again, he can't afford to fail now. You see, for Luka Doncic, this season isn't just another chapter, it's the headline. The moment where everything either breaks wide open or begins to close for good. The NBA isn't short on young talent anymore. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander just delivered Oklahoma City its first championship, elevating his name into MVP conversations. Anthony Edwards has become the league's most electric scorer, lighting up defenders and commanding the spotlight. These are the guys that might claim the crown as the face of the league next season unless something happens. Around the league, the conversation has started to shift away from Luka and towards the new generation of winners. When the Mavericks shipped him out, it wasn't just a roster move, it was a statement that they believed he had peaked, that he couldn't be the centerpiece of a championship team. And then, his coach at the Lakers, JJ Redick, said this.
In an offseason, to be in championship shape. And, we have a ways to go as a roster.
And with the Mavericks sort of landing a better conditioned Luka in Cooper Flagg, the message was clear. Luka's window had closed before it even really opened. So this offseason, Luka is working it all out, lifting 720 pounds and turning up in Spain like this. But what makes this season different is the weight it carries. Because Luka isn't just playing for wins, he's playing to reclaim his identity in a league that's already started writing him off. He's trying to prove that he's not a stat padder or a cautionary tale. He is a superstar who's capable of leading a super franchise and delivering when it matters most. And for the Lakers, who haven't won a title since 2020, next season is another season when it matters most. As we all know, in LA, winning is a must. Luka knows the names that came before him: Magic, Shaq, Kobe, legends who bled for banners. So for as long as he's wearing those colors, they come with high expectations unlike anything he's ever faced before. The whispers are already building. Is this the year he silences the critics? Is this the season he pulls the Lakers back to the finals? Is this new team good enough to go the distance? Last season, after the Lakers landed Luka, the team went on a winning streak, and they certainly seemed like a winning team. Somehow, LeBron seemed energized playing alongside Luka, and the two seemed to complement each other. Through those first 28 games, Luka averaged 28.2 points, 8 rebounds, and 8 assists. He orchestrated the offense with slick no-look passes, step-back threes, and soft floaters in traffic. Then LeBron thrived next to him, averaging 25 points while adjusting to a more off-ball role. It looked like the perfect handoff from one era to the next. But as the season wore on, the cracks started to show. LeBron was getting old, and it was time to move on. Also, the Lakers team had no anchor in the paint. Right now, the no anchor problem has been solved by signing DeAndre Ayton. And as for LeBron, it looks like he's on his way out. So next season, we're about to see a Lakers team that belongs to Luka. And with the level of work he's putting in, it looks like he's ready to deliver. People had always been talking about Luka Doncic's weight, but getting traded the way he was last season was a new low. Now, fueled by revenge, he's improved his diet, his vertical, and his conditioning after just 4 months. But his mindset is, he can't stop now, else it had all been for nothing. Add to that strategic trades the Lakers have been making, and you'll see why the league is about to fear Luka Doncic. At present, the Lakers are seen as a top 5 team going into next season. And with Michael Jordan joining NBC, are we about to see Michael Jordan crown Luka Doncic as the official face of the league? Let's hear your thoughts in the comments. And if you enjoyed this, you should watch Is Luka Doncic the greatest player of his generation? Next.